Smack. Welcome to Super Smack.
Welcome to the Smack Pod.
The Super Rugby podcast from the fans, for the fans. Welcome back to Auckland, Gareth. A lovely wee trip for you down to the Garden City, down to Christchurch for Super Rugby round.
A lovely trek down the country, courtesy of our national carrier. I had a little cookie,
Mate,
a pack of snacker changies, and a tea. They were decidedly average. In fact, when I was going down, it was koru hour, but I felt really nauseous for some reason.
You're a bit nervous.
The whole flight. Yeah, I was really nervous. I was nervous, mate. No, it was terrible. So I didn't get to indulge in any fine New Zealand wines.
Well, I'd go straight for a Steinlager Classic. I always do on those flights.
Yeah, and mate, I'd check the expiry on some of those cans. You know,
why are they going off?
Well, I just reckon. Like, do many people get the can of Steiny on the plane?
Well, it's kind of the only option. You either get a craft beer or you get a Steiny Classic. You don't get any other options.
One of those Max Wolf. What are those 3 Wolves IPA or something?
The IPA, that tastes like sour dirt. Yeah.
Sour dirt.
It does. Mate, it's too strong. I like it just a classic old... We've talked about this on the podcast. We don't need to cover beer anymore.
We don't need to cover. Chill out, mate. You're always giving these reviews.
Hey,
Stop it.
What was the... So we've opened up a new stadium.
Te Kaha.
Now known as New Zealand's premier stadium, do you think?
I mean, the CEO of the Crusaders was certainly trying to push it as the national New Zealand stadium. And to be honest, mate, it looks it. If you were based on all of the stadiums in the country, that one at the moment... it would make sense for it to be called that. It looked beautiful. We got the grand tour of the stadium, which some people might have seen, and everything is just tip-top. You would have seen
it looks
video
from the coverage, mate.
Bar fridges, and they've got in the stands, and just when you look out, the whole thing is just beautifully done. And there were only 25,000 people there each game, or for the sold out games.
Is that sold out? 25,000 sold out.
Yeah, so they've got another stand. They've got that area at the back that they use for concerts, which they add another 5. So it goes up to 30. But mate, it felt like there were 40 plus. But Eden Park holds double what was there on Super. It's crazy, man. It felt like there were so many more people. The atmosphere, it was great, yeah. So maybe they do get to take that mantle. I think Eden Park need to make some upgrades, or they need to demolish it and build that bloody stadium down on the waterfront. Eden
Park is like the colonial villa of stadiums in New Zealand.
It is.
I don't think they're ever going to tear her down because I think probably heritage-wise you have to keep the facade like you do on most of those Ponsonby and Grey Lynn houses.
Well, what are we suggesting? Are we suggesting they go in and do what everyone in Grey Lynn does and just paint the field white and all the seats white?
Yeah, everything white. Yeah, and it'll make it look flasher.
I was like, hey guys, we haven't got much money, but we've got a heap of white paint from Resine.
Yeah,
we've partnered with Resine.
Pop a pool in and just paint it white. And I think it'll be it's definitely the most valuable one. But yeah, I mean, it looked bloody good. And I love that Christchurch. Do you think Christchurch is now the greatest city in New Zealand?
Yeah, mate. Are we saying like for rugby or overall?
No, I think overall. Like let's just throw this out there because
mate, do you know I used to mock Christchurch quite a bit.
Oh, we all did.
I used to
they
not
had their
think that Christchurch
was racism and bouts
they had some weird, and it's got a very
weird people down there,
very sort of classist system down there, or at least it did. But
you've got all the private schools and stuff, and the 4 ships or whatever they call it. It gets very elitist, doesn't it?
It does. But spending 3 beautiful bluebird winter days down there and being in and around the city, I guess where there was a bit of a buzz, it was very nice. You know, it was very lovely. There's so
this
many amazing eateries. There's so many amazing places to drink.
I'm saying that stuff was in Christchurch's past, but it feels like, you know, with everything they've been through over the last wee while, they've rebuilt not just their city, but also like the whole aura of the place. It seems like a bloody good place to go now.
It does, I think, and it's probably a lot of
I've
people
spent my fair share of time down there with my wife being from there.
Yeah,
and
against your will.
Not necessarily against my will, but like, mate.
Okay, sorry.
I think it shits on Wellington these days.
Oh,
and,
mate.
I mean, and Auckland is like, you know, it's always Auckland's the kind of city you always want to get out of. Yeah. You have to be there, but you want to drive out.
Hamilton, tell you what breaks my
geez.
Hamilton's
well, there,
mate, nobody wants to go to Hamilton as a shithole. But I'll tell you what breaks my heart. You've nailed it. It's the new Wellington. That's what it is. Christchurch is what Wellington used to be when we were there back in the day. Yeah. When Wellington was the culinary capital, the arts capital. It was like a little bit different because it was so small. You could just walk around the city centre. I found that with Christchurch. It had a slice of what Wellington would have been in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's exactly what it is. Do
you think maybe this is charm. Because it's more popular and it's more cool and like it's the trendy town now? Do you think maybe it's they're going to be worse at rugby and maybe the rest of us will get a chance to pick up a couple of Super Rugby titles?
I mean, I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. I mean, maybe the new stadium will just make them play real shit. They've lost their horses. They just don't know what to do anymore. They get a bit shook. No, I'm sure they'll keep winning. Except for this year, mate, when we've said that they're not going to win.
Said it.
And I stand by that. It's going to be another wonderful team.
You hosted the Super Rugby round and you turned on a bloody good show. From all reports, it seems like it was a bloody good weekend down there and you got a great new stadium. So well done. I mean, a lot of people were saying that they should host it again and it should be an annual thing down in Christchurch. What do you, as someone that was on the ground, what do you say to that?
Well, here's my thing with that. I don't disagree with Christchurch hosting Super Round again because they've basically hit it out of the park. They've nailed it. But here's what I want to offer up as the decider of who gets to host Super Round. I think the winner of Super Rugby should get to host or choose to host Super Round. So it's
kind of like the America's Cup where you kind of like when you win, when you're hosting it, you get to pick the rules.
Yeah, you get to pick the rules. You get to make every other team wear like shitty jerseys.
You get to choose the refs' outfits.
They can only eat at certain restaurants or certain areas of the city. Yeah. No, it would be quite funny if that was your prize. Part of your prize is you got to host Super Round. So let's be honest about this. Let's check this out. So realistically, say this year or next year, the only cities that really probably going to be hosting are Hamilton, Wellington, maybe
Christchurch,
Auckland,
possibly, maybe Auckland,
and then of course Christchurch. You know, if the Crusaders win, but we're saying that they're definitely not.
Yeah, they're saying they're not. Okay, so it's not going to be.
So in this scenario, Christchurch is not hosting.
So it's going to be Auckland. I mean, mate, we don't want it. We don't really want it in Hamilton, do we?
Well, no. I mean, we want to keep as many people away from Hamilton.
They've got great gardens, mate. The Hamilton Gardens are beautiful.
Well, so does Christchurch. You know.
Yeah, true.
It's funny, and I guess. The great thing, there's a lot of call for it to go down to Dunedin because they've also got a roofed stadium.
Well, I think Dunedin got a little bit jealous, didn't they? They got a little bit jealous because Christchurch can now say they've got New Zealand's premium roofed stadium,
and they do. And, I think they do.
And I think Dunedin missed a beat here because they didn't really make that claim to fame when they had the chance to.
Mate, it's because that's a very Otago thing to do, though, isn't it? To sort of not really not blow your own trumpet too much.
Yeah,
and maybe they should. You know,
it's kind of like Christchurch has a brand new like a little like Land Rover Discovery. You know, like rocking in the car. It's brand new 2026. model Land Rover Discovery, and like Dunedin's rocking down with a 2014 Toyota Hiace or something. Like
I was going to say
they've
probably got a 2002 Land Rover which keeps breaking down as they did back in the day.
I don't know.
They've got the
2022 is a little bit late, mate. I reckon they're rocking a lovely
2002.
Oh, 2002, yeah.
Yeah, 2002. They've got an old. They've got the car. They've got the Land Rover that kept conking out and had to go to the mechanics every week.
They've got the riveted Defender that keeps leaking and like blows out the diff every 2 years. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, look. Dunedin would no doubt have a great atmosphere, but also there's no direct international flights, or hardly any. You need a place that is a port. It's a bit of a port, bit of a hub.
Christchurch and Auckland, and then Wellington.
Well, mind you, mate, they're only coming from Australia and the islands. Like, I mean,
that's true. But can you get to Dunedin straight to Dunedin?
It's harder to get to
maybe
Perth,
you can,
mate.
Yeah. Well, we're not. The one thing is we're probably not seeing Super Round hosted in Australia anytime soon, because they just didn't do it justice in Melbourne.
The Brumbies
blew it out.
The Brumbies
park,
were a hope this year, and they just got dismantled by you guys, or by one player really, Fineanganofo. Just absolutely tore that Brumbies team to pieces. And then the Reds, I mean, a heartbreaking loss for them in Super Point, but man, they needed to do more, really, to be have the mantle of best Australian team, Australia's best chance at a finals run. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe is there going to be no one? Is there going to be no one in the top six? Are we going to get a Brumbies Reds in the top six?
Well, I think you have to, right?
Because you've got your four.
You've got your four teams at the top, and then I mean, there's not many. Being only 11 teams in the competition, it's got to be some of those people languishing behind. I think it's going to be the Reds and the Brumbies.
Should we be just going straight to quarters? To semis, I mean, sorry? We should just be going straight to semis.
Because wouldn't that be that'd be the top four? Oh, you're saying it should be the top four.
Why not? Just go straight to semis.
To be honest, that probably
especially when we're losing Moana now. Like that, what's that? It's going to take us down to 10 teams, isn't it?
10. That's 10. Yeah.
No buys, and you just do. Yeah. You just do top four.
It would be good, because even when I see the Highlanders languishing outside and possibly getting the top six, I go, oh, piss off. Like, like you don't deserve to fucking get in the playoffs if you're languishing around there. It's like, no, you get in for excellence. So maybe you're right. Maybe it is the top four.
It would make those playoff games pretty tough.
Consistently. But that's what it should be, right? Don't muck around. Don't waste any time. Just make it like two heavy contests for the trophy, semis and then the grand final. Maybe you're onto something there. You know how they went with that convoluted rubbish last year?
Oh yeah,
where it was like the final before the final, and it was just like, why are we doing this?
The Chiefs had 10 chances to make the final. Yeah,
it was kind of bizarre.
Yeah,
I like the simple.
The simple's better.
God. Yeah,
Kiss
simple's
me.
better. Kiss. Who?
Keep it simple,
Les Kiss.
Stupid. You remember? Yeah, Les Kiss.
Oh, poor Les Kiss would have been frustrated. He would have been frustrated with that Super Point loss to the Blues on Saturday night. I mean,
was there anything redeemable in that game? It was I know it was tight and it was exciting. Mate, like 21 all at halftime.
There were some great plays. The Junkyard Dog had a great Tim Ryan
nice
had
little diving finish.
Fantastic try. Bodie tried to get him, but he couldn't quite. He had a great little finish in the corner. There was some good play, but the Blues, held on, and I think there were a lot of people going for the Reds in that stadium because the Blues are not exactly popular outfit down in Christchurch. So it was.
That's true.
It was great. It was.
Do you think?
It was great that we had a Super Point.
Do you think Finlay Christie was aiming for the camera wires as a little advantage? Because I mean, that was the one thing that came out of it. And that he'll remain nameless, but we actually have a connection to the person that was in charge of those wires, don't we, Gareth? a young friend of yours in Auckland.
We're not going to name names, mate. But we're not going to name names.
He will not be invited back for any ball sports at Te Kaha. I don't think Christchurch is going to let him back in after that display.
I mean, mate, don't they hit the wires all the time? Like, is that is it a thing?
I don't think. I think it's only happened once.
I'm surprised at the camera.
I think it's only happened
part
once.
of the mechanism that is the hardest to hit. Like, he could have hit the camera, but he's hitting the bloody.
But mate, you've got to get those wires out of the way. I mean, great. It makes for some great camera angles.
And so what they did is they just reset, right? They just reset and start again.
Yeah.
Oh, so he put some
that's what happened. Yeah, no, they got a
snow on it.
Yeah, he put some snow on it, but I don't think it was that much snow
on it.
I don't think that would have happened at Forsyth Bar, mate.
Mate, I'll tell you what, one thing they were talking about when we were on the tour was Will Jordan and people's attempts to try and hit the roof with a ball. They'd been giving it a go, but fucking hell, it is high. Like, it looks so much smaller on the cameras, on all the photos you see prior to being there. But when you get in there and you look up to how high, it's massive. I don't know if you
how
can
would
kick
you
it
go
that high. Mate, easy. I'd pull both my hammies. I'd pull both my hammies and I'd be up in hospital for weeks, but I'd do it.
You'd be like that guy that pulls his hammies during the coin toss, mate. You'd be literally pulling up your socks and you'd be falling over because you've been pulling fucking hammies. It's been too long, Gareth. It's been too long.
Mate, I could just easily just whack out there. I'll tell you what I would try and have a good go at, which people failed like on every attempt over the weekend, was the DHL catch the ball out of the DHL box. Have you seen that thing that they do?
Yeah.
The drone drop. All the games that I saw, the guys, they all missed it. It was
under a closed roof as well. That it's not swirling.
Mate, no, they were. Yeah, it was poor performances from some of these gents from the stands. I was
you're used to being under the ball in Wellington, mate, where she really swirls down there.
So you're always going. You're always
malleable.
You're having to.
Your gyro's a little bit more flexible.
Hey, speaking of Wellington, a superb performance from the Canes.
Yeah,
to put away the Brumbies.
The writing was on the wall there. Duplessis' 100th game. We all know what happens when you have a triple.
We do now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a foregone conclusion now. Yeah. So I think what's got to happen, I think now, and maybe this happened with the Brumbies. Did they field a full strength team? Because what I'd be doing is I'd be putting in all my reserves. I'd be saving all my players because it's a waste of time. You know, you're never going to win those games when someone's celebrating a 100th appearance. So, I mean, you might as well just chuck in a few. I'd just go down to the pub and just get a handful of people that are on the piss and just chuck a Chiefs jersey or a Brumbies jersey or whatever. Just chuck it on. Here you go, mate. Yeah, you're in your
you're
debut.
In the front row.
Yeah.
We're going to do golden oldies, but you're in the front row.
And they'll keep DMAC on there. If it was the Chiefs, for example, they'll keep DMAC on there for just for Super Rugby fantasy points. That's the only reason.
And that's it.
Just so someone can clock up a couple of points. Oh shit!
It was good.
But it was good, mate, and it was good for
Anzac
you guys to rebound from your heartbreaking loss against the Chiefs last week.
That's right, mate. It was, and it was good. And obviously, Fineanganofo in some form again.
Yeah,
and
he's only got 2 tries to get before he catches up to Lamb, isn't he?
He does, yeah. And I mean, you'd think that that's a pretty safe bet based on how he's going.
He'd probably do it in the first half of the next game against the Crusaders by the looks.
That's exactly right. He's on fire. Yeah, the whole some frustrating plays at times maybe from the Ruben Love was getting a little bit cocky. I was shouting in the stands a little bit. You know, he had that thing that you just go, Ruben, you've got the 10 jersey now, mate, and the All Blacks are looking at you. It's like, if they're not going to put you in, mate, if you do those silly little things. Just stop showing.
I think he
stop showing off and go to your room.
I think he was overcompensating because he had a pretty average game against the Chiefs last week. He definitely wasn't a stand. I mean, he got shut down, and he wasn't as they shut him down. Yeah. So I feel like he was a little bit overcompensating against the Brumbies this week, but
he was, and also they were up on the he just didn't need to do it. Just make the passes go to handle, back yourself with a run. Anyway, it's one of those things where you got a bit to go in terms of, you can't be doing those things at international
level.
He'll
get there. He'll get there.
Yeah, he'll get there. No, he's great, but the rest of it was pretty good to see. The oiled machine moving forward, so it's going to be interesting. Good old Dupes, and yeah, he was immense as usual. What a player! What a player! May he never leave the franchise. May he always remain a Hurricane, which I think he will. He's a pretty loyal guy. Pretty loyal. Well, we said that about Bowden Barrett, didn't we?
Well, you had a wee interview with him, with Dupes over the weekend.
Yeah, we got to chat to Dupes. Yeah.
Did you? Was there anything?
He's a
I know
lovely dude.
You put a couple of things in the video there. I loved hearing what he would sort of splash out at if he had $20 on a hangover and at Wildbeing, which I think was a bloody great question, mate. That's some really good journalism from you. Thank you for giving us that insight.
Thanks.
Anything else that you got from him off mic? Did you ask him whether they were going to win, or did you?
Well, not really. He was just pretty stoked to have made it to 100 games without being severely injured. You know what I mean? Like he's still cracking around.
Well, standing next to him,
you can tell. Yeah.
Do you feel like was he a lot smaller? Was he a lot bigger? I mean, they say don't meet your heroes, but
he's a lot of these guys.
I know that was a big deal for you, Gareth. So I just want I want the emotional response. I don't want the analytical response.
We saw. He's just a lovely guy. That's what I love about him. He's very easy to talk to. He's a lovely man. And of course, I don't get intimidated in those situations because I've met so many amazing people in my career. It's just part of what I do, it's part of who I am. So, it doesn't faze me. But I will tell you, mate, there's a lot of the players were down there that we got to meet over the weekend.
Did you give him a hug?
No, I think I shook his hand.
Like a formal. Oh, you broed down. You broke, so you did like the big clapping kind of what's up, bro? And did you lean in and touch shoulders like you do when you
probably.
When you are a little
to be honest,
closer?
I can't remember. I was drunk, but mate, it's so funny. A lot of the players, they are big boys, but then there are some of them where you go, oh, you're not as massive. Do you know? It was about 2 a.m. and I was walking along the street with Duncan. And this guy in a hoodie just goes, yo! And it was Rob Valentini. And honestly, dude, he looks like a young boy. And he's not, and do you would picture in your mind that Rob Valentini is a massive dude, right? Yeah. Like a huge rugby player. He wasn't. It wasn't what I expected. I'd never seen him in person before, and he was wearing this hoodie and he's got his afro, and he just didn't. It was funny. He just didn't look like this huge man. He actually looked like a sort of like a young boy.
Well,
it was quite incredible. And then I just realised he must be strong as fuck,
Yeah, I guess what you've also got to remember, Gareth, is that you're in your mid to late 40s and these guys are 20s, early 30s, so maybe they are half your age.
Mate, that's the thing. I still think that I'm like somehow in my 20s or 30s and I'm going, hey, you just look like a little boy. It's like, it's funny. Yeah. Well, it's just weird
actually, no, for both of us now, mate, we can, and I know we joshed about this, about me being able to make a Heartland team or whatever, but we can, we're now too old. We're too old.
We are way too old. We're too old. You were just talking about having to work all weekend, and yet you're too old to stay up late now. You're feeling it. You're feeling it. You can't do it anymore. You're like, oh, babe, can you make me some fried eggs and
I just need a wee nap this afternoon. Can you put a
Well, you've always been a
bit
of a napper, though, haven't you?
Nah, man, I'm shocking at napping. Never been able to nap. Yeah. I'll run off a few hours sleep and just be a grumpy old bastard, I don't get in a nap zone. Yeah, I just get grumpy.
Christ. Follow after
grumpy
your father.
Old man. Least lucky you didn't follow after yours, mate.
Oh, Jesus, mate. Wow. For those that are listening that know, that is not okay. Who are you, Steve Boyd?
Steve Boyd. I can only do it because he's already paved the path.
That's all right. I'm sorry, long. Mate. He won't be long.
No, you probably.
Oh dear. They all go, mate. They all start dropping off.
We all do, mate. There's one thing.
That's how old we are. Actually, you're 40, aren't you? In January.
In January, yeah, turning 40, mate.
Wow. So yes, well, you still look handsome. We are.
Thank you. Yeah, you too, mate.
Yeah. Thanks,
but yeah, I think that's the one thing you got to remember when you're meeting the likes of Rob Valentini, Dupes, Karifi. You know, I mean, Dupes is considered an aged, experienced old stalwart of the game. He's played 100 games for the K, and he's 31 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how old he is actually, but yeah, he'll be very young. He's still got.
He's got 80% of a decade on me, mate. Jesus.
80% of it. That's such a specific way to put that. You could have just said a decade.
I know, 8 years.
You had to make it
80% of a decade.
80% of a decade, not a full decade. No, it was a great vibe down there with all the players getting out and about, and like they were just mingling with the public. It was actually amazing. They got to do that more often. It was awesome. It just felt very easy,
It's the great thing about the Super Rugby competition is that it is a little bit more relaxed, We've got a little bit more freedom, a little bit more, you can have a little bit more of a Josh,
Yeah.
A Josh Jacob.
A little bit more of a Josh.
A Josh Lord.
A Joshua Jackson.
Hey, there's a couple of exceptional finishes. We mentioned one from the Reds,
Tim Ryan. Yeah,
and then but there's a couple from Moana after them receiving obviously the news that we knew was kind of written on the wall, no longer for 2027, which is a real shit. Obviously. We've had to cancel the GoFundMe page that we never really set up because
we did have it there waiting though.
Yeah, we had it in the wings. We won't be doing that. Anyway, some great finishes. I feel like they threw caution to the wind and they had some fun at training and just started to really have a go at their finishing moves. A league convert from the Broncos, Israel. What was his last name? Israel Leota. Insane,
incredible.
Climbing on the back of someone, putting their knee up, like getting so high that you've got your knee. Could you even get your knee that high onto someone's shoulder?
I couldn't get my foot that high. I can get my hang on, which way am I going?
No, he's got his knee. He's got his right knee onto the right shoulder of a defender.
How did he leap like that? Yeah, and it looked like he just did it so effortlessly, which is great. Yeah, it was good to see that. There were a few crazy moves. I mean, did you see?
Legal? Is it legal to jump on someone's, like to kneel on someone's shoulders?
Why not?
I guess not many people can do it, so it's never really written into the rules.
I think it is. It's the tackler, right, who can't interfere. So as long as the other person's going for the ball, I think whatever. Doesn't matter. If you flip yourself over, that's
fair game.
That's on you. But he managed to not only just leap up, but he came down perfectly upright and just pops the ball down. It was very good. Very well
between
done.
his legs, he just popped it down. So, I mean, a great success for a league convert there. But Augustine Pulu, on his return after being in Naughty Ball at your corner, he did a full flip.
Mate,
I think he surprised himself.
He flipped himself, yeah. Well, he kind of, he sort of got it. It was an unfortunate kind of
He jumped over a tackle.
Hit. He jumped over a tackle. Well, that's on you, mate. If you're gonna be a silly goose and do that.
Well, I mean, is that like does the tackler have some responsibility there? I was kind of half expecting there to be a little bit of a card there as well as a lovely try.
Not in that case, because there was nothing like. Yeah, it's one of those odd situations. It was pretty funny.
He made it look good though. He made it look great,
just straight up. It was so good, and he scored.
So well done, Augustine.
Incredible. Well done, mate.
Well done. Well done, Israel. And then, bloody good.
Then on the other foot, with the shoe on the other foot in terms of finishes, mate. There was one of the most
Well, we haven't talked about this game yet.
There was one of the most, this is with your boys versus the Drua, and there was one of the most bizarre things, I think, and everyone was saying the most bizarre things we've ever seen.
Yeah.
A brain explosion of,
well, we all know
to the nth degree.
That the Fijians, have a very high skill set in the sevens game.
They do.
Obviously, you get a little bit more space. There's a little bit more option to chip and chase. But, I mean, that was ridiculous. In goal. And then literally, when you look at the replays, there were literally like 10 Chiefs players in the goal and within the 5 meters of the goal line. And this guy's trying to chip it out.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
He didn't even chip it, mate. He grubbed it.
And not even an end-on-end grubber.
He could have hoofed it across field. He could have hoofed it any direction.
He could have put it down and gone for a goal line dropout.
Well, exactly. Whatever it was, he could have kicked it dead, put it down. He could have run it dead. Whatever it is, he grubbers it in, and then dirty little Jared Prophet was right there, Johnny on the spot and he managed to get a hand to it, and it's just crazy. But then they kind of went and did it again, didn't they? They went and kind of made a weird decision again. They were making some loose calls. I'm sure Glenn Jackson was up in the box going, "Thank God I'm out of here."
They kind of left the Chiefs scratching their heads a couple of times, and like
they did. It was very messy. They made it messy.
Sort of three-quarter mark of the game. The Chiefs definitely let a couple of tries slip in there. For some actually pretty good feed. They just have those little moments of being great on attack, the Drua.
Yeah.
And it's no wonder they've been able to sort of upend a couple of the bigger teams this year. But not so much the Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs were able to finish it off. They're on a bit of a roll.
And you know what, mate? John O'Gibbs was in a post-match talking about the injury list that we've got now, and Jesus, it's looking pretty grim.
Watch out.
We're into the stocks, mate. You're into the stocks. We're reaching.
I feel like
reaching
you guys
into
have
the bottom
had
of the sack.
You guys have had this situation a bit, where you've had to reach deep into the stocks and
deep
field
into
some
this,
random
into the
old
Santa
players.
sack. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's see. Maybe
you've got
the
two
stocks,
debutants this week against the Drua. Isaac Hutchinson, who's Christchurch boy. He actually looked pretty good. He had a good game. So I'm excited to see what he can do. But weird that we're having to debut players at this part of the season where you're looking to pick up a little bit of momentum.
But also maybe, he's, next game, you've got a bye now, which is great. You managed to get past the Drua, you've got a bye. Maybe some people will be back fit for when you're back on your home run. I think we
get Narawa and Nanais Turu hopefully back after the bye, which would be nice.
Well, you've been doing bloody well without them, so, maybe you've got the depth that you need. But you do want your A team there come the finals, don't you?
Come in the finals, yeah.
Yeah,
you really do want them,
especially if you're playing the Crusaders, mate. Which, God, that'd be tough to lose to them again, wouldn't it?
Probably Crusaders.
How many times do you want to lose to them?
Crusaders and Hurricanes, I would say.
Well, we do play each other again at Sky Stadium, so it's going to be
What we do? We don't.
We do. Yeah, we do.
Oh, we've got a rematch.
Yeah,
we've got a
rematch. Yeah.
Oh, mate,
we've got to play the Crusaders twice as well. Yeah, look, exactly.
You guys will be frothing for that.
Oh, we'll be frothing for that. But, it's...
maybe because you talked about the fact that, it's kind of nice to win the round robin. Mate, when do we play it? Oh, no?
Yeah, we got you, mate.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
No, that's it. We don't we don't play you again.
Oh, I thought we did.
We play the Crusaders in round 15, and then you play the Crusaders twice. We've got the Blues in round 16.
The Blues. Oh, we've got the Crusaders twice. That's right.
Yeah, you've got the Crusaders twice, mate.
That's right. And
we've got to go over to fucking Queensland and at Suncorp somehow break this hoodoo that we've had for the last fucking 5 years or whatever
you do.
It is.
And look, the Reds are hungry too. So they're it's not gonna be easy. I got to say. I mean, they didn't make it easy for the Blues.
I wish they got the. I wish they'd won against the Blues because in that they would have been maybe a little bit less angry.
Yep, mate, I've got to say, there's definitely going to be some interesting results to come in these next few weeks. Like, it's not going to be straightforward for any team, I reckon.
Well, mate,
what's the great thing about the competition this year is, like, it really is, like, topsy-turvy, and that's why it's so tight there. It's so tight overall, really.
Well,
there's
I'm
not
looking
that much
forward
separating.
To round 12, mate, because, I mean, again, the Hurricanes have to back it up again. They've had a fucking great game against the Brumbies. That was going to be a big test for them. They're always going to rebound, and Dupes' 100th. But you don't have a 100th game to lean on next weekend when you're playing the Crusaders.
Well, no, nor do you.
Henry Stadium in Wellington. They go from Te Kaha to Henry.
To Henry Stadium.
That's going to be a big game for you guys.
Yeah, but I'm glad to be home against the Crusaders, and
and you know what? It's going to be an even bigger game for the Crusaders. Really, they need it more than you guys. They're going to be a bit more desperate than the Hurricanes.
I think they need to get up on that one as well. They need to start their momentum run now. Like, we talk about the Crusaders being the late momentum gatherers and through to the finals. Well, now's when they've got to do it. Let's just hope they don't do it. Against us.
You're in charge of that because you're playing them twice in these next month. Yeah. So, mate, you got to take a couple of wins off them and get them down into sixth.
Why don't we just take both? We'll just take both.
Exactly.
You get them into sixth. But then we have to probably play them again. In the bloody quarters, we don't want to do that. I want to give that to you, so you have to face them.
We want to knock one of yours out before we have to play you in the finals.
Nobody wants to play the Crusaders in the finals, mate. You and I are both we're both desperately trying to avoid that situation happening because that's when they do their best.
The Western Force, who got, you posted a video. About them feeling a little bit left out, which I did agree is very, very funny.
Sad.
But it is kind of sad. Everyone's talking about this Anzac rivalry and the big Super Rugby round, and then you're not invited. It's a little bit sad for the Force. So they're coming back and they'll face a bruised Waratahs in Sydney. The Highlanders have the impossible task of going to beat the Drua in.
It's going to be tough because the Drua will want to bounce back and they'll do it at their home ground. Yeah, the poor Highlanders have to face that. I mean, look, it's not impossible, but it does seem sometimes.
It does seem like they're not going to win that, the Highlanders. I mean, hopefully they prove me wrong.
Well, hopefully. I mean, look, they've got a chance to pop up into that final sixth position.
Well, I guess the Drua
they've got an opportunity.
Yeah. They need to win this one. Yeah. Moana Pacifica versus Blues. Moana's got nothing to lose at this point. I feel like I think they're going to be they're going to be dangerous opponents for the last few rounds of this.
I think
they'll be playing for pride.
They're playing for pride, so they're going to be annoying as hell for the Blues, but I think the Blues should shut them down in the end. I think they're going to make it difficult for at least the first 40 or more, but I'm picking the Blues still.
Either that or Moana's just going to give up and they're just going to start drinking midweek and stop training,
There might be a bit of that, you know what I mean? The biggest match.
Do you reckon that might loosen them up, though?
Yeah. Are they just allowed to have a crack a brew before the game? Just one, but they're allowed to get a little bit of a buzz on. And then they're just like, oh, man, this feels actually really good. They're tired after about 30 minutes. It starts to hit them. But they've got a little buzz. Like, they come out of the blocks. Maybe that's what they need.
Maybe.
The biggest game of the round. Queensland Reds.
I would say the Hurricanes Crusaders is the game.
Oh yeah, Hurricanes Crusaders is the game.
But I guess
I don't know.
The most important game.
I don't agree. I reckon this is the game of the round because this is 5th and 6th, and these are the two hopes of the Australian teams, and this is big because this to me decides who Who has those bragging rights going forward? This is going, look, we're the form team heading into the end of the competition. So I don't know. Do you know what? But I mean, I don't know what happened to the Brumbies the other night. But the Reds, I reckon, maybe have a chance to improve and keep a bit of momentum moving forward. I'm going to pick the Reds. I'm going to pick the Reds at home to pit the Brumbies again. Yeah,
and
this could be an interesting pathway.
Most importantly, I heard you caught up with Nick Berry over the weekend, and he was giving you a little bit of shit about the videos that we've posted about his glow up. He's certainly looking good.
He was looking very nice.
Yeah, still very good neat complexion, lovely.
Lovely
he's
skin.
Always trimmed.
Lovely skin.
He's always trimmed and clipped. So who's he reffing this week? Did he tell you who he's got?
I'm not sure who Nick is reffing, but he's back in Australia for sure, I think. But
so you'll be either in Sydney or in
he'll be at one of them. But yeah, nice to meet him and Damon and Brett Cronin, our lovely TMO. We'll get him on the pod at some point and we'll have a chat because they're good guys.
We want to talk
they're
to
misunderstood.
the TMOs.
Mate,
they're getting a lot. They're getting bad rap this year.
They get a lot of shit, and we give them a lot of shit on this podcast.
We give them a lot of shit. Yeah, we are a little bit cheeky to the refs and TMOs,
but they do a lovely job. And I've got to say, they were in some lovely looking uniforms on the weekend that Super Rugby need to keep those refs' uniforms because, like you've said, mate, we need to lose that baby vomit yellow and pale blue.
Baby vomit and pale blue needs to be kicked to the curb.
It needs to go. With those old sort of harking back to the early NPC style refs' uniforms were fantastic, and they did 2 different colour coordinations of them, and they both look brilliant. So please, God, get them in that for the rest of the season. Don't make them go back to that nappy sand rubbish.
Hey, just one more question before we move on, mate. Was there room for the horses at Te Kaha?
Mate, to be honest, there wasn't much.
Okay.
There wasn't a heap when you put in.
So it wasn't just a veiled excuse.
When you put in all the broadcast equipment and all the things, because people are so close, which was the other amazing thing. I don't know if we've mentioned is how close on both sides of the touchlines.
Yeah, everyone's mentioned
the crowd are the action, and so there wasn't actually that much room, and it kind of makes sense. And it's like a special turf that they've got on the side. Apparently, they use 4 different types of grass in the stadium.
You've heard it. So you've heard it from the horse's mouth. From the horse's mouth.
I beg your pardon. Well, your mum's not here.
There's no room for the horses.
There's no room for the horses.
Let's put that to bed. Goodbye, Crusaders horses.
Goodbye,
enjoy your retirement.
Or just get Scribe every game now from now on.
Oh, why not?
He can just come out and do a bit of Crusader, and he'll be fine.
I mean, we might get a little sick of that song though.
No, we do. It was actually kind of fun. It was hilarious to see it, though, and he just comes out by himself. It was pretty funny. It was very Christchurch.
What's another Scribe song?
Dreaming.
How does it go?
No, I don't know. It's won't let go, gotta make it through.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, mate! I hope they're not making you sing at those bars over there.
Mate.
It was a fantastic round. Well done, Super Rugby, for putting that on. Well done, Christchurch, for getting up and making that a superb round. I certainly sank a few Guinness and had a lovely Japanese meal out in the near the Riverside area, and a beautiful salmon bagel actually in the Riverside marks. If you're after a bagel that's just packed full of ingredients, head down to the bagel place in Riverside. They've got it going on. It really is delicious. Next time Ra might actually bother to come. We missed him.
I missed.
We love you, mate. We missed you down there.
I wish I was there. Very, very jealous.
We'll see you down there for the next one. And
Super Rugby round. Well, maybe it's in Hamilton. Maybe it's in Wellington. Maybe it's in Christchurch.
It's in Auckland. Probably not Dunedin.
You won't be in Dunedin.
You won't be in Dunedin for another 50 years, I'd say it would be safe. Who knows?
They could get 6th. They could have a creep into the final.
Well, it happened in 2015. I think that's how they beat us. From
and who did they beat you, mate? They beat you.
Elliot Dixon never scored.
It could happen again.
And
Ben Smith might put on another jersey. Don the boots again. It's their only chance.
Hooroo.
Hooroo.